The holographic display flickered in the Grand Council chamber of Zephyria Prime, casting eerie blue light across the assembled delegates. Admiral Vexithara's mandibles clicked with barely contained amusement as she addressed the Galactic Council. "Honored members," she began, her voice dripping with condescension, "the humans of Sol 3 have submitted yet another petition for membership in our glorious empire. Their primitive chemical rockets barely reach their own moon, and they dare request representation among civilizations that traverse the galaxy." A wave of chittering laughter rippled through the chamber. Representative Korth of the crystalline hegemony leaned forward in his biochair, light refracting prismatically through his silicon-based form. "What military assets do these humans possess? Surely they cannot be serious about contributing to our defense initiatives." Vexithara's holographic display shifted, showing grainy surveillance footage of Earth's major cities. Their most advanced warships are metal tubes that float on liquid water. They fight amongst themselves with projectile weapons and crude explosives. The humans possess no energy shields, no faster-than-light communication, and their life expectancy is barely a single standard cycle. The collective mind of Genus spoke through its central node, its voice a harmonic blend of 1,000 individual thoughts. Perhaps they could serve as entertainment. Their chaotic nature might amuse the more developed species. Or as agricultural slaves, suggested Chancellor Mordak of the Void Syndicate, his 3 eyes gleaming with predatory interest. "Their homeworld appears fertile, and they seem to multiply quickly enough." Admiral Vexithara raised a taloned appendage for silence. "The Empire has decided. Humanity's petition is rejected. Furthermore, we shall blockade their system to prevent them from spreading their inferior genetics throughout civilized space. Any vessel attempting to leave Sol system will be vaporized." The vote was unanimous. Within standard hours, a fleet of 200 Imperial warships took position at the edges of Earth's solar system, their weapons trained on the small blue planet that dared to dream of joining the galactic community. 3 months passed in silence. The Imperial fleet maintained its vigil, occasionally intercepting primitive human satellites and space stations. The humans made no attempts to breach the blockade. Their radio transmissions, when translated, spoke of surrendering to superior alien technology and preparing for inevitable subjugation. Admiral Vexithara felt a twinge of disappointment. She had expected more fight from a species that had survived multiple extinction events on their death world. Perhaps they were even more primitive than intelligence reports suggested. It was Captain Thulnax who first noticed the anomaly. "Admiral," he reported from the bridge of the dreadnought Eternal Dominion, "long-range sensors are detecting unusual gravitational fluctuations throughout the sector. The distortions appear to be moving." Vexithara's compound eyes focused sharply. "Elaborate." "The patterns suggest massive objects in motion, but our visual scanners detect nothing. It's as if space itself is being bent." Before she could respond, the communications array erupted with panicked transmissions from across the blockade fleet. "Contact bearing 047 Mark 15. Unknown vessel. Massive energy readings off the port bow. Admiral, something just materialized 3 kilometers from our position." The view screen flickered to life, revealing what appeared to be empty space. Then, like a predator shedding its camouflage, the darkness rippled. A sleek vessel faded into visibility, not metallic like Imperial ships, but composed of some dark material that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "By the void," whispered Captain Thulnax. "How long has it been there?" The answer came as more ships materialized throughout the Imperial formation. Not dozens, hundreds. Each human vessel was smaller than the Imperial dreadnoughts, but their design spoke of technological sophistication that made Vexithara's mandibles click nervously. A transmission crackled through the comm system, speaking perfect galactic standard. "Imperial Fleet, this is Admiral Chen Wei of the Terran Defense Force. You have 30 seconds to withdraw from this system." Vexithara snarled her response. "Human, you face the might of the Galactic Empire. Your primitive world cannot—" "Correction," Admiral Chen interrupted calmly. "Our primitive world has been observing your empire for over 2 centuries. We've monitored your communications, studied your technology, and identified your weaknesses. You see, while you were building larger ships and more powerful weapons, humanity took a different approach. On cue, the human ships began moving in perfect synchronization. Unlike the lumbering Imperial vessels, They flowed through space like living things, their movements coordinated with machine precision. We learned to hide, Admiral Chen continued. Human evolution taught us that survival often depends not on being the strongest, but on being the smartest. While you conquered through brute force, we perfected stealth technology that renders us invisible to your sensors. While you built energy weapons, we developed matter disruptors that bypass your shields entirely. Admiral Vexthera felt the first tremor of genuine fear. Impossible. Our intelligence reports were exactly what we wanted you to see. Every satellite you destroyed was deliberately obsolete. Every transmission you intercepted was carefully crafted to reinforce your assumptions about our limitations. We've been preparing for this confrontation since our first radio telescope detected your empire. The holographic display in Vexthara's command chamber suddenly changed, showing detailed schematics of every Imperial ship class, complete with structural weaknesses and tactical assessments. The humans had been inside their systems all along. You have 15 seconds, Admiral Chen announced. Around the perimeter of Sol system, more human ships decloaked. Not hundreds now, thousands. Each vessel bore weapons that hummed with energies unknown to Imperial science. The blockade fleet, once the hunters, had become the prey. Admiral Vexthara made the only logical decision. All ships retreat to minimum safe distance. Stand down weapons. As the Imperial fleet withdrew, Admiral Chen's final transmission echoed across the void. The next time humanity petitions for membership in your empire, Admiral, perhaps you'll remember that the most dangerous predator is the one you never see coming. The Terran Defense Force faded back into invisibility, leaving only empty space and the humbling knowledge that humanity had been watching, waiting, and preparing all along. In the council chambers of HFY Prime, humanity's petition for membership was approved unanimously within the hour.